Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will learn or we will discuss about the topic that is solid liquid extraction, or we call it as SLE. What is solid liquid extraction? If we already learned before about membrane filtration, liquid extraction. So liquid extraction is one of the topic or one of the method that we using it when we have a few requirements and a few conditions, especially when we know that in our separation process technique, we found that our active molecule can be extracted in a solid phase. So in that particular thing, so what we did is we will try to use solid liquid extraction because it is a preferable method in that condition. If you see in this slide, for example, if we have a solution, we do have a solution. So we know in our solution there is a mixture of our active compound that we want, and also a mixture of liquid. So what we do is, and then this active compound have been assigned with the blue color, can be precipitate. So once it's precipitate, we can harvest it, we can get it. So here is another diagram. So for example, we would like to extract active compound, for example, and then the active compound we can find it in leaf structure. So here is the molecule interest denoted as a red dot. And then what we do is, here is our plant-based raw material. So we dissolve it in solid. So we will get the active compound from solid will be dissolved in the solution. And then what we do is we take out back the leaf or the solid, so the tailing of the plant we take out. So now we already have the solution. The solution that is contain our active compound. So now this active compound, we know that this compound can be precipitated if we meet a certain requirement and a certain condition. So what we do is we will use solid liquid extraction to extract or to harvest or to get the precipitate. So this is the idea how we want to use this solid liquid extraction method. As we know that Allah have given us source and resource in this world. So what did Allah give? So Allah told us to use it for our own good, for a good cause. So if we go to this ayat al-Quran, وَإِلَى ثَمُودَ أَخَاهُمْ صَالِحًا قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُمْ مِنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ هُوَ أَنشَأَكُم مِنَ الْأَرْضِ وَاسْتَعْمَرَكُمْ فِيهَا فَاسْتَغْفِرُوهُ ثُمَّ تُوبُوا إِلَيْهِ إِنَّ رَبِّي قَرِيبٌ مُجِيبٌ. Dan kepada kaum Samud, kami utuskan saudara mereka Nabi Saleh, dan berkata, wahai kaumku, sembahlah kamu akan Allah. Sebenarnya tiada Tuhan bagi kamu selain daripadanya. Dialah yang menjadikan kamu daripada bahan-bahan bumi, dan kamu memakmurkannya. If we go back to this ayah, Allah told us that Allah had created everything in this world, and then we human have been blessed by Angkal. So we know how to utilize all of these things for our own good cause. And then if we go to this ayat al-Quran, ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس يذيقهم بعض الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون. Telah berlaku kerosakan di darat dan di laut kesan daripada perbuatan manusia, demikian supaya Allah masakan kepada mereka perbuatan yang mereka lakukan, semoga mereka boleh bertobat. And to utilize all of the sources, we need knowledge. So if we don't have knowledge, we destroy our world. So and then whatever we did, whatever we do, it will goes back to us. For example, if we contaminate or we do the pollution, we contaminate the water, and up it will affect us too. So what we do is once we dump everything in river, in what for water sources, and up we need to use back this water for our for us. We need to do. So all of this thing, if we doesn't have knowledge, how can we utilize whatever Allah gives to us? How to utilize it? Or if we as mentioned by Allah, we are Khalifah, so we will use it and we will utilize it well. So we will prevent the damage. And then for special process, we do have a lot of special process. And then if we go to extraction technique, and it's not a complex technique, but still we need to use a right method. Otherwise, we will destroy the sample, or it will if we doesn't use a right technique, what we do is we can't extract or we can't get whatever we want from the samples. And then if we go to liquid extraction or liquid extraction is about liquid solid contact, and it will involve extraction and absorption. And if you go to this one, it will involve mass transfer control. So this is what we will deal once we want to use this solid liquid extraction technique. So in this slide, we will go to introduction, and then the next part we go to the treatment of suspension, and then we will see equipment and the principle of this solid liquid extraction. Here is the raw idea how solid liquid extraction work. So if we have a raw material, what we need to this raw material contain our active compound. So what is active compound? Active compound is compound that we want, the compound we want to extract. So for the raw material, it is mixture of active compound, then the compound that we doesn't want. So what we need to do is we need to dissolve it, and then we filter it by removing the unwanted thing. And then here we do have a concentration of active compound. Concentration means that we do have active compound plus the solution that we use to dilute or to dissolve this active compound. And then we will extract it. So to extract it, we will have a few methods or few techniques that we can consider to use. So we have a dry extract, we have liquid extract, and also we have a press extract. So it depends on us what method that we want to use. Here is the example of how the extraction and distillation of plant raw material that we are using in industry. So you can refer it, you can read it, you can explore it by yourself. And then for extraction process, this is the consideration that we will, this is the factor that in our consideration. For example, what kind of variability that we want to use, which solvent that we need to use to extract or to dissolve our the compound, the device that we have in our lab, the device that we have, or proper device, proper apparatus that we need to use for our method, and then the process. And then this four factor will affect this four major factor will affect our quality of extraction. So there's a lot of factor. So here is, I think here is the main factor, or the major factor that will affect the quality of our extraction. And if you go to extraction process, we have a few extraction process. So I think we already learned all of this. So now we will go to solid liquid extraction. So why we are using solid liquid extraction, as mentioned earlier. We would like to recover our valuable solid. So for example, our active compound, we would like to get it, and then we would like to recovering and cleaning the liquid. So here we can see that from our previous slide, we have supernatant and also precipitate. So now in this case, we want to clean, recover or clean the liquid part. Besides, we want to get the active compound from our solution. And then we would like to remove undesired solid component from the solid phase. And the other factor is the solid is contacted with a liquid phase in which the two phases are in intimate contact. So here is the factor why we choose the solid liquid extraction in. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more outside there. So you can give a relevant answer for this one. SE or liquid extraction is a leaching. Some call it as leaching. It's the extraction of a solid solute from a mixture of solids by dissolving it in a liquid phase. So in solid liquid, there is three components, three major components. It is solid, solute, insoluble solid, and solvent. So these three components, we need to look at these three components to get better quality of our extraction. And then we can call that for leaching. We will occur in two steps, which is contacting solvent and solid. Sorry, contacting solvent and solid, and then separation. So here is the two main steps that we will see. And there's a few factors that influencing the rate of extraction, which is particle size, solvent, temperature, and agitation of the fluid. So this is the factor that will increasing the rate of extraction or the quality of the extraction. So we need to consider all of these things in order to do our method.